DA's office.
Hi, I think I spoke to you earlier. Is Mr. Mascari available? I never got a call from him. I know you told me he was going to call me near the end of the day.
He's left for the day, I believe. I don't believe I talked to you. Who am I speaking with?
Okay, so I'm highly confused then because I called earlier today. My name is Jem Polakin. I was calling on a matter of...
I'm sorry.
Hello?
You said Jim?
Jem, it's spelled C-E-M. Last name is Polakin, P-O-L-A-T-K-A, N as in Nancy.
Okay.
I needed to speak to Mr. Bielicki, and I needed to speak to Mr. Mascari. And I explained to the secretary that I spoke to earlier, and she put me on hold a couple times or whatever, and she said Mr. Mascari had a few things planned during the day, and he'll be calling me later on today. And it's an important thing. It's over a criminal issue that took place that he decided not to press charges on that I wanted to discuss with him. And also, Mr. Bielicki, this was presented to him a couple times because I guess the right information wasn't shown to them. And to hear that, he's gone for the day is kind of annoying, actually, because now it's pushing it. It's the weekend. You guys aren't open. I would want to know why this person didn't call me.
Yeah, well, I didn't take that message, but I can see if Scott is available. I doubt it, but let me see if he's in the office.
Okay. Hi, Mr. Bielicki?
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Jem Polakin. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. I know you spoke to Sergeant Perry and Sergeant Fountain about a case that we had for Polakin versus Lane.
I got no idea what you're talking about.
Okay. So I placed there was a criminal mischief and a trespass charge that I filed with
Who's the defendant?
The defendant is Brian and Christy Lane, Lane.
I don't have any Brian or Christy Lane in my computer.
Okay, well, you tell me how the process works, so tell me if it should be in your computer or not. Basically, I spoke to the police department and filed a criminal...
Police department?
It was the state trooper's office in Morrisville.
Okay.
Officer Perry, Keith Perry, was who I spoke to initially.
Okay.
And basically, the Lanes are my neighbor, okay? And they crossed over the driveway, which is on an easement, but they went beyond the easement, okay? And they damaged property about like a 13 by 30 or 50 foot piece of land, okay? And I reported criminal mischief and trespass, okay? Mr. Perry looked into it, and while he was talking to me, he said he understood, he sees it, because I had the land surveyed at the time with a line on it, which clearly shows the part that was damaged was not part of the driveway. Okay? It was like my personal property. So he went, and he told me he had to do an investigation. I gave him a deposition, and he's told me that he brought the case to you guys. And he spoke to you, actually, first. Okay? and he said that you denied that it was criminal.
Okay.
So I want to know your reasoning for denying it. And then I didn't agree with it. Then the state police told me that he talked to Officer Fountain, I guess, at first, Sergeant Fountain. He talked to another Sergeant Buzzard, who said most likely it is criminal mischief and trespass. So they said they brought it to you again, and instead of speaking to you, they spoke to Mr. Mascari.
Okay.
And he denied it. Okay? And I asked him, because I gave him a ton of evidence. I did not understand, with all the evidence that I had, how this could be denied, okay, at the time. So...
Well, it's a property line dispute, and there's probably no intent.
Okay, well, I have not like it's my opinion. I have proof of their intent. So...
How do you have proof of their intent? Went over the side of the driveway and damaged a little grass?
One, it wasn't a little grass.
I don't recall the details, but I reviewed it once and my boss reviewed it once, and we both came to the same determination that it sounds like a property dispute that should be handled in civil court, not in criminal court.
I understand that, but what I'm saying to you, the evidence that I'm saying to you that would be factual, my belief is based that you would need probable cause to say that it's criminal, correct?
Well, if I'm going to take a case, I got to prove it beyond a reasonable doubt.
Correct. So what I'm saying to you is you just told me that it would be based on intent, correct?
Well, there's an intent component, yeah.
Okay. So what I'm saying to you is I handed you as part of the evidence that was
Nobody handed me anything. I talked to the officer on the phone.
Oh, okay. Well,
whatever this was. No, I've never seen a piece of paper on this.
Oh, okay. So then let me just explain something to you, okay? So I gave them a ton of evidence. One of the things that I gave them was that the company that they hired, Kelly Paving Company, when they hired Mr. Kelly, they told him that they owned my property all the way up to the sidewalk. Okay? And when he was hired, that's why he went all the way over. Now, you're not talking about a little bit of grass. You're talking about 13 by 35 feet. That's like 700 square feet. It's not like a little inch of grass. Not an inch, it's feet we're talking about. Not 1 foot, 13 feet over. Okay? So...
All right. Well, why don't you put your package together and send it, and I'll have my boss look at it. But as I said, I reviewed this once, he reviewed it once. We came to the determination it was both, I'm sure, done over the phone with the police officers. They called us because they didn't think there was enough there to charge. They wanted to be sure. So we've got 3 or 4 different opinions that have said that this is a civil matter, not a criminal matter.
Okay.
If you want to submit your package, we'll be happy to take a look at it.
Okay, I understand, but I just want to, can I just take 1 more minute of your time if you don't mind? All I'm saying is this: I will submit it to you. I'll send it to Mr. Mascari's email that they gave me. Okay, that's no problem. But what I just want to make this, I just want to get this clear so I'm not confusing. You're saying to me, because on both occasions I gave them a lot of evidence, a lot. I'm not saying like I showed them pictures. I showed them the property line surveyed by a surveyor. I gave them recordings of the people that put it in. It shows their intent. I had them lying recorded. So you're saying, I just want to be clear, that they showed you no evidence. This was only something that they didn't even come to your office. All they did was talk to you over the phone, and you guys are just talking, looking at absolutely no evidence.
That's how it works generally, yep.
Okay. That's why I want to make sure, because the state police told me something completely else. So you got to understand, they told me they presented you all the evidence that I gave them.
Well, they probably discussed it. They didn't.
No.
I never physically saw anything.
They physically said, they told me they physically gave you. This is from Sergeant Fountain's mouth himself. I'm just letting you know. So this is why I'm a little annoyed at the situation, that I couldn't believe how a DA...
Miscary's email. You can submit the evidence to him, and we'll review it and take it from there.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Right.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yep.
Have a good weekend.
You too. Bye-bye.